Anybody would be flattered to be mentioned in that context. I certainly am. There's really not much more that I can or should say about that process other than that she's going to make that decision and she knows what she's doing.
Why does he keep getting asked this? His only answer should be like, gosh, no, because I just suck as like any type of like helpful person at all. And I can't even do my job, which I don't even know what it is. I work with transportation. What? I don't even know. I was on maternity leave because I purchased some babies and I was on maternity leave. That's exactly what it is. And if anyone takes issue with it, this is what you can do. You can send an email to kiss@myadoubleSnakes.com, at which point I will print it out, put it at the gun range, fill it with holes, and then bring it back to my driveway where I will repeatedly run over it back up, run over it back up, run over it back up with my little Segway that I got from Mother's Day a few years ago. And that's what will happen. Welcome back to the show. Dana Loesch here with you. It's Friday. We're at the top of this third hour. I don't know why they keep asking him about this. It's poop booty juice. He's so flattered to be mentioned as a potential VP candidate. They have nobody else. Although I think it would probably be Andy Beshear, because you're not going to get the Debornistans to support a Jewish guy like Josh Shapiro on the ticket. Democrats have a Jewish problem. They have a problem with Jewish people. I mean, I'm just stating what we all know, right? Just like we all know that, Biden probably cannot stop slobbering for, that's why he has a million jump cuts in his videos. But and Steve noted that Andy Beshear, he's governor of Texas, one of his last tweets, he said, "No matter what the future holds, Kentucky is my home. That will never change because I'm one proud Kentuckian." Oh, dude, that does sound like he's ready. That sounds like doesn't it? It doesn't sound like it's going to be poop booty juice. He's just like praying that someone gives him a position. What is he going to do? Remember, he was on maternity leave for 3 months. He purchased some babies. And then he was like, "Oh, I'm so tired. I got to take 3 months off work because I purchased these babies." And then he didn't answer a single email about the supply chain crisis. And it was a huge issue to the point where the New York Times even wrote about it, which is bad. And he's completely, I don't know what the guy does. I really don't know what he does. What does he do? What does he actually do? He doesn't even know what he does. What the hell does Pete Buttigieg do at Department of Transportation? Does anyone think he actually knows anything about a vehicle or roads or transportation?
Maybe buses.
You mean like Uber? No, they had 49 buses in South Bend, Kane. He couldn't fill the potholes, though. Just saying. I kind of think it's going to be Andy Beshear, if I'm being honest, the VP pick. Because Washington Post is really mad about it, too. They're like, why almost everyone assumes Kamala Harris has to pick a white man as VP. Do you have anybody else but an old white man on the Democrat side? I mean, who else do you have, Democrats? You ran everybody else out. Who else do you have? They don't have anybody. So if you're trying to get the intersectionality that you want, I can't even believe that we're doing this. Democrats don't go, this person has some accomplishments and they have a nice CV. It looks like they've worked hard here. Okay, we could do this. No, they're like, well, is he gay? Is this person of color? Is this person gay? How does this person have sex? Because that's very important when we're determining how to hire for a very important position. We can't let you make decisions about the economy unless everyone knows how you have the sex. They got to check those intersectionality boxes. So Andy Beshear, he's in his mid-40s. He's, baby Gen X? He's older than me, but he's baby Gen X. So he's governor of Kentucky. He's considered, he's still far left according to a constitutionalist view of things, but he doesn't run around like a member of the squad. And that might be, but does he want to jump on that landmine? So this is the other thing. Whoever is the VP pick, you're having to jump on the landmine that is this campaign. Kamala Harris won't win this election for herself. The media will have to win this election for Kamala Harris. She will not win this election for herself. She has neither the ability nor the momentum. She does not have the influence. She does not have that relationship with voters There is no way in hell she can win this election by herself. She has to have the media do it for her. And then if she has somebody like Andy Beshear, the only problem with having somebody, if you're Kamala Harris and you have Andy Beshear as your ticket, does it make you look even more unaccomplished? Because he was at least governor, but he's a big old Marxie. You're a Marxist if you're a Democrat at this point. Does it make her look less accomplished? And then does that make you think, oh, wow, I wouldn't want her in the White House? If you're a voter who apparently has had your head up your backside this entire time and you just now popped out to see what's up. I mean, wouldn't you, because I would look at that and be like, wow, she's really that unaccomplished? No way. Right? Who do you think it's going to be, Kane?
Oh, I have no idea. The fact that we're about 100 days out, and we've seen the blitz over just the last couple of days for Kamala, and the quote-unquote, all these independent donors, which, by the way, we know that's not true. Act Blue is really not being straight with that. But yeah, I couldn't tell you, and I think they will pull some sort of a surprise here really soon.
This is what Andy Beshear had to say about J.D. Vance. He apparently had an argument with J.D. Vance. This is from WHS, Channel 11, ABC in Kentucky. He pulled out a Diet Mountain Dew and issued an apology because he had a disagreement with J.D. Vance. And Beshear said that he wanted to set the record straight and apologize to Diet Mountain Dew. And he goes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say negative things about you. And the reason he said that is because he was on CNN, and he told CNN he was asked about some remarks or something that J.D. Vance said. And Beshear goes, quote, what was weird was him joking about racism and then talking about Diet Mountain Dew. Who drinks Diet Mountain Dew? In all seriousness, he ain't from here. He's not from Kentucky. And so he's trying to be a gatekeeper. They're going to have the hillbilly off is what it's going to be. I feel like Vance would win that one. You know, if I'm being honest about it. I mean, if you want to try to make this a class warfare thing and gatekeep, I really feel like, you know, that Vance is probably going to win that one. I mean, Andy Beshear is a Nepo baby. His dad, his family, I mean, he comes from a very well-to-do family, and his dad was also governor of Kentucky. So he's a Nepo baby. Andy Beshear's a Nepo baby. So you don't get to gatekeep over hillbilly, dude. You're a Nepo baby. And by that very definition, you're excluded from being the bouncer of hillbillies. Hillbillies don't like Nepo babies as bouncers. Just saying. You don't get to do that. So he's like this well-to-do guy who was born with a silver spoon up his backside. And he got mad at J.D. Vance because J.D. Vance had said at one point he drank Diet Mountain Dew. And he's like, Diet Mountain Dew? Who drinks Diet Mountain Dew? Like, all of a sudden, Andy Beshear is going to pretend that he did not come from just oodles of money and act like that's a bad thing. I'm going to tell you what, Slick, we drink Diet Mountain Dew up in this house. You got issue with that? Again, I will give the same instructions to anybody that's got a problem with that like I would to anybody who got mad at me talking about Poop Buttigieg purchasing some babies, right? You can send it to kiss@mydoublesnakes.com, at which point I will print it out, take it to the range, blow it up, bring it back, the shreds of it, lay it out nice and neat in my driveway, get my mini Segway out that I received as a Mother's Day gift 6 years ago on Amazon. It's half the size of a regular Segway, but still does the job, and I will back and forth, roll right over it. And that's what will happen to it. So
I have a question.
Yes, Steve.
Is snakes spelled out SNAKES or the $2 sign?
No, it's the two S's because I'm trying to be a nice person here, and just it's A, right? And then what son starts with? An S, two of them.
Oh, okay.
Steve is actually taking it seriously. God love him.
No, I was just playing.
Does that mean two snakes? I love it. Diet Mountain Dew. What's wrong with Diet Mountain Dew? Who nominated Andy Beshear to be the bouncer for Hillbillies? I want to know. This guy wears a damn sweater vest. Have you seen this? Have you seen it? You've seen it. Oh, yeah. I'm trying not to be a jerk, but I get really upset over this kind of stuff. Yeah, he comes from money. His dad was a governor. His mom, she comes from money. and that's not a bad thing either. It's only a bad thing when you try to act like, oh, wait a minute. this guy could be a threat, so I'm going to try to take the thing that he actually is known for and gatekeep it. You don't get to do that, right? You don't get to do that. So anyway, I just find it very interesting. And then his dad came from money too, so just, he doesn't know.
Did you guys see the picture of the screenshot from the wine aisle in the grocery store that says exciting whites? And it was Kamala Harris's VP shortlist.
Oh my gosh, was there a signature Andy Bashir bottle in there?
No, there's a Josh though.
Jeez. Exciting whites. I mean, I can't with this. This is just, I don't know. But I kind of think it's going to be Andy Bashir. Because I just feel like Democrats, they have a problem with Jewish people, and they're not going to allow for, Josh Shapiro, but JB Pritzker looks like the penguin. And I really just feel like that's not the optic that you want to have, to go out and have an actual DC villain as your VP. I mean, you wouldn't have an issue with money for sure, but still, I don't know. I mean, this whole thing. So if it's not Andy Bashir, who do you have? And if it's not Josh Shapiro, you have Poop Booty Juice. You have JB Pritzker, the penguin from DC. Who else was
You
it?
think Newsom, right? You don't think Newsom?
No.
No.
You're not going to have two Californians.
Yeah.
Not going to have two. Newsom, I think, is saving himself for 2028. And the fact that Pelosi already came out and backed Harris, she would not. I think that's, to me, and the fact that his name has completely dropped out of all this discussion, and you haven't seen him traveling anymore, he's saving himself for 2028. Because he was only going out there when he thought, I think, that maybe I can still edge out.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, never underestimate Democrats' ability to just foobar everything up for themselves. They could, Newsom could walk in WWE style to the DNC convention with all the superdelegates, and they could just bide their time until second round of voting where all hell breaks loose. You don't know. So nobody really does. I'm just saying.
But yeah, it makes sense because he needs some years to repair his reputation if he's going to run in 2028.
Yeah. So he's got, and he will bide that time. He will. So, who else do they got? They don't have anybody else. They have nobody else. You could not have like a Gretchen Whitmer or an Amy Klobuchar because you cannot have two unlikable women on a ticket. People have a problem with just one unlikable woman.